The Alabama sweep is complete. Okay. Not only did our women, the dynasty of Jackson State University, go over there to Alabama and do what they needed to do, okay, versus Alabama State and versus Alabama A&M, our men did the same, okay. It was not in quite the same dominant fashion, okay, but I'll take it. A dub is a dub. You understand? So, since we swept the week, it's only right. It's only proper. It's only fitting that we strike up the mother fucking band. Let go. Once more, I say, shout out to the Boom, love the Boom. Okay. But yes, Jackson State University got it done. Our men got it done. Okay. Against Alabama State and Alabama A&M versus Alabama State. The score was 73 to 63. Okay. But this game was a game of runs, y'all. Because at one point we had a lead as large as 17. I saw us go on a long run. Then I saw them go on runs and claw back in that thing. Okay, so it was a game of runs, of ebbs and flows. Okay. But in the end, we got it done. Okay. We did hold them to 34% shooting compared to our 47% shooting on the evening. Neither team really shot it well from three ball. We shot 29%, they shot 28%. All right, hitting 5 more threes than we did, but goddamn, they took 18 more threes than we did as well. They got 35 threes up. Okay, it's a different day and age, y'all. All right, we shot 83% from the line compared to their 78% from the line, but that really was the story, not in the percentage, but in the attempts and the makes. Okay. We got to the line 24 times, okay, and they had 9 attempts. We made 20 free throws compared to their 7. Okay, so I'm sure their fan base was complaining about that. But being that we were on the road, it wasn't like we were getting no unfair whistles or anything like that. Our team does play aggressively, we play hard, particularly in this game, and that's what helped us get those attempts. Okay. Um, in terms of the turnover battle, I didn't like this. We had 20 turnovers in this game. I didn't like that at all. Okay. I'm glad that we still were able to pull this out. Usually, you turn the ball over that much, you're not gonna win a basketball game. However, we turned them over 18 times. Okay. So that helped. Okay, but going forward, of course, we and I'm sure Coach Mo and staff gonna address that shit. But 20 turnovers, we can't have that. Of course, we won the paint by a score of 28 paint points to their 18 paint points. Okay, and that's big again, especially with Mr. Mansell out. Okay, it's tough, but we're still able to get some points down low, especially when you got a king like Mr. O'Neal doing his thing. Okay. But let's look at some individual numbers. My boy, Mr. Z Cook. Mr. Z Cook is a professional. He's a professional. Y'all heard it here first. I don't know if it's gonna be in the NBA. I would hope that the NBA can still find a place for a young man like this. Okay, you see, it's so much of a global game now, and everybody just wants you to, shoot the three and everything like that, and they don't even crash the boards, for real like that anymore. And it doesn't take any effort to get a defensive rebound anymore. Just got to be down there. But this young man is a pro, man. He really is. He works his ass off. We don't really run plays for him. He just go out there and makes winning plays. This man led the game with 14 boards. 14 big boards. Nobody else in the whole game had double-digit rebounds. He had 14. Okay. And again, Zeke ain't 7 feet tall. He ain't no goddamn 6'10. Okay. But he goes out there and he gives it every goddamn thing he got. Okay. They list Zeke at 6'6. And I'm telling you, he went out there and got 14 boards. And there ain't nothing new. That ain't just SWAC play. If you watch the non-conference, that man goes out there and balls hard. He don't give a fuck. He just doesn't give a fuck. He goes out there and plays hard. I haven't seen a guy play like this since Rodman. Okay, with that amount of energy. Okay, I'm not saying that he's Dennis Rodman's level, yet. Okay, still a young man. He still has some maturing that will come. Okay, but it just in terms of how hard this young man plays and the multiple efforts that he gives on the floor, whether it's getting to his help side, getting if we're blitzing the pick and roll, how he can get out there and do that job and get back to where the fuck he's supposed to be at, talking defensively, getting on the floor for loose balls and boxing motherfuckers out and doing shit that you want somebody to do to help you fucking win. He does those things, man. So shout out to him. 14 big boards, 8 points as well, an assist and a block to go with that. Okay, shout out to my favorite player, Mr. Zeke Cook. Okay. Mr. O'Neal gave us 16 points on 6 of 9 shooting. I told y'all that man just knows how to hoop. He just knows how to hoop. All right, 16 and 9, 1 assist, 5 blocks for Mr. O'Neal. 5 blocks. Okay. And again, kind of like I'm saying about Zeke, Mr. O'Neal ain't no goddamn footer. He ain't no 7-footer. Shit, they got Mr. O'Neal listed at 6'7". So these boys out here just playing with heart, man. They playing with heart and getting shit done. They just know how to play, bro. Okay. Shout out to my dog, Mr. O'Neal. Chase Adams, the floor general. Okay. Had 16 fours on 5 of 12 shooting, 2 for 4 from the tray ball, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Okay. 6 dimes to go with that, 4 big boards, 4 steals. 4 steals. Okay. Getting it done on both sides of the ball. See, that's another thing, too. Our guys and our ladies do this, too. Like, both of our coaching staffs are making these young men and women give effort on both ends of the floor. Now, it's varying levels of that, of course. Okay, it's varying levels of that. Some players gonna do it even more than others. But goddamn it, if we got somebody taking that floor in a Jack State jersey, they're playing hard on both ends. Again, varying levels of it. I'm not saying that anybody's playing harder than Zeke Cook is playing. I'm not saying anybody's playing harder on both ends than Angel Jackson is playing, okay? But I'm saying all of our young men and women are going out there and giving that effort. Okay, now I know some folks from the coaching staff might be watching like, shit, he just don't know. I wish they would. I get it, coaches. I get it. I used to be in your shoes, okay? But just from the outside looking in and seeing what y'all got them out there doing, they're giving us effort. They're giving us something on both ends of the floor. That's why we're winning. That's why we're winning despite the injuries that both programs have. Okay, we're winning because of effort and putting players in positions to utilize what their gifts are. That's what we're doing. And we got talented players. So that's recruiting as well. Okay. That's recruiting as well. Can't forget that the lifeblood of college sports, recruit. Okay. But you put all that together, and that's why we're winning. Okay. Hell, you can have talent, but if they're not giving effort, you're not finna fucking win. You just not. Okay, especially some of these goddamn dog fights we've been in. Okay. So shout out to Chase, giving us 16 points, 6 dime, 4 boards, but 4 motherfucking steals. We need that. All right. Colton didn't have a good night in this one. Okay. 0 of 7 from the field, 0 of 4 from Trey Ball. So again, some inconsistency with the shooting, but he did give us 3 boards, gave us a steal as well. You feel me? But Mr. Ken Evans Jr., who's at the top of everybody's scouting report, every time we play, the commentators talking about Mr. Ken Evans Jr. So they know where he likes to get on the court. They know what shots he likes to take. They know where he likes how he likes to get that ball at that elbow and shit like that and operating that ISO. They know it. Mr. Evans don't give a fuck if you know it though. He don't give no fuck about that. Still gave him 24 points on 7 of 13 shooting. Hell, and that could have been even better if he could have got something going for real from Trey Ball. He was only 1 of 5 from Trey Ball, but 9 of 10 from the free throw line. Okay. 2 boards, 2 dimes, 5 steals himself. Shit. I'll take that. Good shit. And the amount of minutes these young Kings are playing. That man gave you that on 39 minutes. Basically playing the whole motherfucking game. Look at these minutes that our young men are logging. Zeke, 34 minutes. J.O., 35 minutes. Chase, 33 minutes. Colty, 32 minutes. Ken, 39 minutes, man. These motherfuckers in shape. And they giving us all they got, man. Okay. Tough situation. I'm telling you, injuries. We stepping up. I want to shout out everybody involved. Okay. Off the bench, Mr. Johnson gave us 4 points, 4 boards. Mr. Cornelius gave us 5 points, 1 board. Okay, and they rounded things out. Okay. But that was the Alabama State game. Let's check out the Alabama A&M game real quick, like. Okay. This was a tough one. I don't know. I had parts of this game. There were parts of this game where I was like, okay, I feel confident about it. I feel like we've been a win. But then there are other parts where Alabama A&M were clawing back in this thing. And, our team isn't giving me the same feeling like they did last year where they had my goddamn blood pressure running up sky high. I'm not getting that feeling, but it's just like still the games are tough. Like we seem like we're in control because we're not getting flustered by anything, but these games are still physical and they're grinds. They really are. They really are. Okay. But like we had a lead as large as 14 points in this game. Okay. And there were varying points in the game where that thing dwindled on down to 3, 4, 5, 6 points and stuff like that. But we just seem to be steady and stay steady. Like when they made a big play, we'll go get a tray ball. Shit like that. There was one particular play before the half, where I think they hit a 3, and I think maybe the kid who hit the 3 was either jawing at Coach Mo or one of our players on the bench. And shit, Ken streaked down the left side of the floor, and we eventually got the ball to him, and he answered with a 3 ball of his own. You feel me? So that's what I'm saying. That play kind of was indicative of this game, kind of like comparing. Y'all know I love boxing. If you fuck with me for real, like somebody gets a good shot on you, but you answer back. You know what I'm saying? Like they hit you with a good punch, okay? Got you on the chin, okay? They caught you. But then you counter back with a 1-2 of your own, goddamn. They hit you with one, you counter back with a 1-2, goddamn it. You feel me? That's kind of how things went for us in this particular game. And it had to because we didn't shoot well. We did not shoot well at all. Okay. We shot 37% compared to their 40%. Okay. Uh, we did make 8 3-pointers to their 4. Okay. And we shot 36% from the 3-ball line. I'll take that. Okay. They made more free throws than we did, 25 to 23. But I would say the big thing was the offensive rebound. Okay, we got 17 offensive boards to their 10. That's 7 extra possessions. That's 7 extra shot attempts. We needed those. We absolutely needed those. All right. We also kept turnovers down. We only had 11 turnovers to their 15 turnovers. Okay. But let's look at some individual numbers. Okay, to see how we were able to get this hard fought dub over there. Okay. Again, Zeke Cook was the leader for us in terms of boards. He was the leader again in the entire game in terms of boards, with 9 rebounds for us. Okay, so he had 5 points, 9 boards, 1 assist, 2 steals. Okay, he did foul out. All right, and that hurt us. I think one of those fouls was a tech. I think him and one of the kids got a double tech again. A lot of this shit in the SWAC and in SWAC play has been chippy. Hell, all year we've been kind of chippy. I remember one of those non-conference games. The commentators were talking about that a lot. How the opposing coaches were telling their players that, hey, no, this team gonna play hard. This team gonna push you. This gonna be one of the best defensive teams you're gonna play this year. They're gonna play with a lot of energy and shit like that. So a lot of our games have been real chippy like that. You feel me? But when you missing key guys, like we're missing Mr. Mansell and not having Mr. Ruffin the entire year, shit, if you ain't playing with a little chip, you gonna get your ass beat. Okay. So we're doing what we gotta do. But Mr. O'Neal, he had 12 points, 8 boards of his own, 1 steal, 3 blocks. Okay, on 3 of 7 shooting. So not the efficient night that we're used to from him. Okay. But still we were able to get it done. All right. Chase, the floor general, had 10 points, 3 assists, 1 board. Okay. And that was on 2 of 6 shooting. Unusual though that Chase went 50% from the line. It's like he missed like 5 free throws straight or something like that. I chalked it up to fatigue. Okay, he logged 34 minutes in this game. Okay, and this game was played on Saturday. Okay, and the other game that we played was on Thursday. Okay, and he played 33 minutes in that one. And these are hard minutes that all of our youngins are playing, but especially with him running point and he has to bring that ball up versus pressure. Okay. Uh and that can be taxing. He has to bring the ball up versus pressure, get us into our offense and all that kind of shit. So, and then be the head of the snake defensively in terms of being on ball and guarding the ball when they come back down. So I would say somebody that came to the game, I think, was shooting. I think they were like 95% from the floor. I mean, from the free throw line. For him to miss 5 straight free throws like that, I think that was fatigue. I think that was fatigue. Okay. But shout out to him for getting through that and still, leading his team, being the floor general that we need him to be. Okay. Colty, bounced back and got in double figures this game with 11 points, 4 of 9 from the field, only 1 of 5 from 3-ball. Okay, but still he was able to give us some other things. I told you the young man had some other things in his game. All right, 6 big boards for him, 1 assist. All right, Ken, bad shooting night. Okay, but sometimes it's gonna be like that. especially when these teams are playing as hard as they are, and you are the focal point of their scouting report. Okay, so he was only 6 of 17 from the field, 3 of 6 from trade ball though, and so he did have 19 points for us, 4 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal. Okay, and coming off the bench, we got 9 points out of Mr. Johnson, and we got 8 points out of Mr. Cornelius. Both of them were able to get in the books from trade ball for us, and we needed those. Okay, Mr. Johnson went 1 of 3. Mr. Cornelius went 2 of 3 from 3 ball. All right. And also Mr. Hunt contributed 1 point, okay, by getting to the free throw line. Okay. So, just like I did with the women, I want to commend not only Coach Mo, I also want to commend the entire coaching staff. Okay. If you didn't watch that segment, I will point out, like I was saying about the ladies, when we're dealing with injuries like we are, okay, you know, for the ladies, if you missed that segment, Miss Daphne White is gone down with ACL tear. Send one up for that queen. Okay. But our men have been dealing with injuries too. And see, in the post game, Alabama A&M's coach was talking about, you know, some of the guys he was missing and all that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? But hell, we missing guys too. We missing our starting post player in Mr. Mansell, and we're missing the guy who was finna light the swac up and Mr. Ruffin. You feel me? So we're missing guys as well, but still, our coaches have been able to get these guys ready to come out there and do what they need to do to be in shape, to be disciplined, to be gritty, and go out there and play hard for us. That's what we want. We want them to go out there and play hard and execute. Okay, so shout out to not only Coach Mo Williams, but also shout out to Trey Johnson. You know he a legend for us. You feel me? All right, Coach Adams, Coach Williams, Coach Spencer, Coach Mo's son. Okay, so let me differentiate between the Coach Williams. Okay, that's Coach Keith Williams and also Coach Mo's son, Kadarius Williams. Okay, as I told y'all before, I had an opportunity to coach that young blood my second year in education and coaching at a little bitty school called Sister Thea Bowman right down the street from Jackson State. Okay, and that young king also played for St. Joe where I went to high school. Okay, he was a shooter. He was a shooter. I remember that distinctly. We had to play against them in the Madison County tournament. I think we were at Madison Central, maybe. Might have been Germantown. I can't remember. But that young king hit us up for some trade balls. I remember that distinctly. But shout out to that young king, okay? And also shout out to the strength and conditioning coach, Coach Pratt. All right, for these young men to be able to log them minutes like they are, Coach Pratt got to be doing a hell of a job. So shout out to all of y'all. Okay, as somebody, as I was telling y'all doing my segment about the women, as somebody who has been a head basketball coach as well as an assistant coach, I know that it takes the whole fucking staff to really have the success that we're having right now. Okay, so I want to big y'all up and shout all of y'all out. Okay, and encourage y'all to continue to do what you're doing. I never want you to think that the real ones do not appreciate what y'all are doing for our young men and for the university. Okay, so keep doing your motherfucking thing. All right, our next game for the men and the women will be at home. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, that's gonna be against Prairie View. I'm gonna double check though. I don't want to mislead the real ones. You feel me? Yes. Well, our next game we will be at home versus Prairie View. All right. So make sure you got your ass in the AAC for that one. Okay, that will be on January 20th. Okay, make sure you up in that bit. All right, put it on some.
Please subscribe to my daddy's YouTube channel because the more subscribers he gets, the more attractive he looks to sponsors. The more attractive he looks to sponsors, the more money he can make. And the more money he can make, the more money he can spend on me.